So it's a 17 millimeter for the oil drain plug. I can remove the dipstick so that the crankcase can breathe. And we remove the drain plug right there.
The book says to get to that oil filter right there, to remove this fender panel, take off this bolt, that one, and pull it off there. However, that's not what we're gonna do.
So basically, when I was under here draining the oil, I can see the oil filter right here. So these factory skid plates here are sectional. You have a front, a middle, and a rear piece. There are 4 10 millimeter bolts that hold this center skid plate on, and it's a couple of reasons why I'm gonna do it this way. One, I believe it's gonna be easier to get to the oil filter this way in case that I have to put a filter wrench on it to break it loose. I've heard that from the factory that these filters are kind of on here pretty tight, so I'm not thinking it's going to be easy to get it off by hand, and reaching through the fender well there is kind of a stretch with the tire there and everything, and I'm thinking even then it would still be hard to get a filter wrench on it that way. The other reason is that when you take the oil filter out, there's going to be oil in the filter, and that oil is going to pour out and get trapped on the top side of this skid plate here, and it's just going to sit there. And when dirt gets with oil, it just kind of creates a mess, and it's just going to, all that oil being pulled up in here that you can't really get to wipe it out is just going to stay there. So I figured this way, I get this out of the way, then the oil doesn't get trapped up on here. Also gives you another chance that when you drop this here, that any debris that you have that might be trapped up on the top side of the skid plate, you can go on and just clean that out. I noticed there was a gumball and a few other, some pine straw and things like that have gotten up here. Like there's a gumball right here that I can't even get to pull it through there. So anyway, it's a number of different reasons why I'm choosing to do it this way. Just break these, may not even need that extension actually. Let's try it without it. And again, this is how I'm going to do it. Doesn't mean this is the way you've got to do it. Basically, I'm doing it this way to make it easier on me. You can see that 10 millimeter bolt is a little unique. It's kind of got a step to it there before it gets to the threads. Reach this one on this side. all those 10mm bolts out. And let me get my head out of the way so dirt doesn't fall in my eyes.
So you also, to remove the skid plate, have to remove this bolt on this side and then the same thing on the other. So one right here.
Alright, so it was a little more bolts than just the 4 I originally thought, but I'm still glad I took it off, because look, all this oil is up here just from draining the drain plug. See all the oil in the middle skid plate there. Like I said, it was a few extra bolts to take off than I originally thought, it just being the 4, but it was worth it because you can see all the oil in there, and then along with the debris that's collected, which, you know, would be a lot more probably, you know, if the machine had a little more time, hours on it and all. But anyway,
Filter.
so you can see the filter is right here. You can see it's pretty tight, so you're gonna have to get a filter wrench to budge it loose. Then once we get it off, see, all that oil will be able to drain, and I'll be able to wipe up the excess, clean this up, put it back together. That light helping? I don't need it. Alright, so I'm using the K&N oil filter that is the cross-reference part to the Yamaha filter, which the Yamaha filter, you got to, it's a little harder to obtain. The reviews were really good on this. Another reason why I'm choosing to use this filter is made in the USA. It has a silicone anti-drain back valve in it, and it has this nut on the end of the filter, which will make snugging it up and breaking it loose for the next oil change easier. And I know everybody, you know, says not to use a wrench to tighten it up. When I say tightening it up, I mean snugging it up. I'm not torquing or wrenching it down on there. It's more or less to ensure that there is no leak, because everybody's grip strength in their hands is different. So you tighten it on, you know, by hand. These K&N oil filters, they come the gasket comes pre-greased from K&N. And they have a seal on it that you peel off, so it keeps the any dirt or contaminants out. It keeps that oil on that seal until you open up the package. So that's as physically as tight as I can get it by hand. Now we'll take a ratchet. Not sure what size nut it is. I'll try and see if this socket. 17. It is a 17. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we're in luck. The 17mm socket that we use to take the drain plug out to drain the oil fits this nut on the end of the K&N filter. So take the extension off. And you can kind of see how I'm holding the wrench. I'm not grabbing it way back here to put a lot of leverage on snugger. I think that should do it right there. Just to get it snugger than you can get it by hand.